Did he mention anything about TwitchCon? Yeah, I mean, I'm just not there. So, you know, I'm not there for no reason in particular. I just didn't want to go. Mainly because I've just been traveling too much. And I have to do more traveling still at the end of this year. And I really haven't been in Japan much. And I just wanted to be able to just kind of be here. I am sad that I missed Mouse's concert in person. But I watched it with Mouse. And it was fucking peak, dude. It was so good. That's the only thing I regret is that I couldn't go to watch that. Because it was so fucking good. And I imagine the energy in the crowd was godlike. So it was so good. And my goat Booby, just seeing him up there, man, just so sexy. Just so sexy. Best $20. I think $20 is too cheap. Call me crazy. Aethel went fucking crazy. I mean, I also messaged Aethel and I was like, I'm so fucking sad that I missed your set. Because I feel like it would have been so fucking godlike to watch the set. It was all really fun. It was all really cool to see. Did you hear about Emiru? Yeah, I did see the clip. I mean, it's literally a surprise to no one that TwitchCon has terrible security. You hope that at least some positive change will come out of it and they up the security. But yeah, they normally, a lot of these conventions that I've been to have fucking awful security. Flashbacks, yeah, I mean, we had the same thing at while we were doing a panel on stage in MCM London. I'm sure I forgot about that. Thank you, Cheddar, for reminding me.
Oh. What? Come on. All right.
Anyway.
I also enjoy cringe. Thank you.
Mate, this isn't the place, mate.
That was fun. Oh. All right.
Well, that happened. All right, cool.
You know, like, conventions don't really take security that seriously because it's fucking expensive. And a lot of the times these security companies just like have fucking whoever, and then they don't give a fuck. So that like you just have people kind of standing around who don't fucking do anything. And then it costs like the convention an ungodly amount of money to have these security that don't care. And then only when something happens will they actually get you someone. Like they'll get you a dedicated person, you know, which is not good. I mean, it's sad, right? Because ideally we'd like to be in a place where we don't need security for any of this shit, but you know, that's just not the world we live in right now. So I think it's just an unfortunate thing, and the cost should be considered into it. Sometimes you need your own security. Yeah, I mean, so like when we did Anime Expo one time, we wanted to get like just one person who was like our security guard, but the convention, or I can't remember what the dynamic was. I think it was because a lot of these conventions sign exclusive agreements with security companies. You often can't bring in your own security person, or they just won't let you, or, you know, because then they argue that like having two different security people doing two different like jobs essentially is dangerous, which I don't think so. But I think for something like TwitchCon, it makes absolutely no sense where you have a convention that is about these people. It's about these big streamers that they wouldn't have their own security. You know, it's kind of bad. It's you know, feel like should something. It's a horrible look. You know, because like Twitch, that, you know, they have these big showcases at the start of the panel, start of the TwitchCon, and then they always show off some new features. You know, they donated $100,000 to the Immunodeficiency Foundation, which was amazing, and that was really cool. And then every single TwitchCon this happens, where something happens because they didn't have good enough security, and then the entire TwitchCon becomes about the fact they didn't have enough security. So it's just like, why would they want this? I don't know. But I also think, I don't know about like the NA TwitchCon, because I haven't gone to the last two, but EU, like this year EU is great. EU's a great TwitchCon, really fun, but like I feel like they don't make money. I don't know if it's, I mean, this could be like me fucking conspiracy tinfoil hat, but when I'm there, I'm like, there's just not a lot of people here. I'm like, I don't know if like the financials line up here. That's what I'm thinking, at least when I go to it. $250 tickets though. Yeah, but like even on that, like everything has just gotten so expensive now. Like, one being a person who goes to the con, but also I imagine any single aspect of doing a convention is so ungodly expensive. They probably think negative PR costs less than security, which might be right since people this year went despite the security drama. But I think there's less people though. There is this year, but I don't know. I mean, it's you know, it's a valid point to be honest. But I feel like if you're doing like a panel or something, or you're doing some kind of event for TwitchCon, because I always, Twitch always asks this kind of stuff, and I feel like if you're doing a panel or you're doing something for Twitch, they should give you some security if you want it. Like I personally would feel like I'm good, but I feel like as an option for some people if they want it, I feel like it makes sense if they're doing something for you. You know, if you're doing a panel or you're doing a meet and greet. I feel like meet and greet especially, there should be some. I feel like there should be a security person at the meet and greets. And like someone that you can talk to, who you can be like, hey, this is what I'm comfortable with, this is what I'm not comfortable with. And then they can kind of enforce that. Dude, it was so funny 2 months ago when Twitch was advertising you could finance your TwitchCon pass with Klarna. That's so fucking dystopian, dude. That's so dystopian. That's so dystopian, dude. That's diabolical. Bro, if you got a Klarna, your TwitchCon ticket, you probably shouldn't go. You shouldn't go. I hate to be that guy, but it's not a necessity to go to TwitchCon. You know? You just shouldn't go. Just putting streamers behind a table provides some security. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of unusual because that's normally kind of the go-to, like, soft security method that a lot of conventions use. Is like having that table does kind of make a little barrier. Like, it's not foolproof, and if someone wants to hurt you, they still can. But at least it, like, some people they get a little like touchy or stuff, but like maybe intentionally, maybe not. You know, because you meet a lot of different people from all walks of life, and the table kind of really helps kind of keep that distance. And not everyone is so confident at dealing with this stuff, so it's kind of up for whatever, really. Is Twitch capable of doing that? Finding a table? I'd hope so. I'd hope they can find a table. The table, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things. Like any convention you go to, even like tiny ass conventions, you'll normally get like what is called like a handler, someone who kind of gets you from A to B and is always with you, just making sure if you need anything. And they're normally like super sweet people, and they're kind of like also like a lot of these small conventions, because they're run by like people who are just super passionate. Often this person who is like the handler is like maybe friends with the owner, and maybe they're helping out for the weekend, but they'll also kind of be like pseudo security. Like a lot of the time I'll chat with them and they'll be like, hey, what do you want me to tell people? Like, no, if you want me to tell people like hugging or whatever, like all this stuff. And then they'll kind of like an animal handler. Yeah, I'm an animal. I'm howling. And so normally if someone gets like a little too close, they'll normally try to step in. You know, it depends on the person, but it's a very different vibe. But they're normally like super cool. But you know, for me, it's whatever. I feel like I'm pretty good at handling myself. Question: if we ever meet you, is a hug okay, or are you not comfortable with a hug? Yeah, man, you can always ask for a hug. I'll give anyone a hug. I don't mind. If you see me, you feel free to ask for a hug, man. Hey, I'm a hugger too, dude. I love hugs. I won't just do it though. I won't just be like, yo, bring it in. So yeah, if you see me, feel free to ask. Can you get uppies? Well, we gotta draw the line. How about a hug from behind? That's gonna be 4 Clara payments, buddy. I don't know if you can afford that. You're gonna have to be getting the Clara, dude. You have to whip out the Clara for that.